Uniswap. What in the hell is it? How do you use it? And why does everyone keep talking about it? On this episode of Crypto Talk Tuesday, we're going to break down what Uniswap is and walk through a live demonstration of how you can use it. We're also going to touch on some of the tools involved in doing Uniswap trades. Let's get scholared. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Crypto Talk Tuesday. I'm your host, Mario Johnson, president and founder of Crypto Scholars, LLC. This episode, I'm excited to do this episode because of the fact that we're about to get our hands dirty. You know, from the past episodes, we've been generally talking about basically kind of getting educated, learning the different terminology, getting into some of the technical analysis, just a little bit about cryptocurrency, mainly Bitcoin. But we've also kind of looked at, a little bit of the ins and outs involved in necessarily, answering the question, what is crypto? But today, we're actually going to utilize a decentralized exchange known as Uniswap. And I have a special treat for you guys, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually conduct a live swap here on tonight's episode, so you guys can kind of see the flow, kind of see exactly what it consists of, see if we run into any pain points, because I haven't actually set this computer up to do any cryptocurrency trading. So we kind of get to walk through the weeds together and figure out exactly what we're going to do. So like I said, two parts for this. The first thing I want to do is I kind of want to give a overview of what Uniswap is, from a summary, kind of like a little background on it. Actually reference Uniswap's website. They have a nice FAQ where it kind of gives you, brief little paragraphs on exactly what Uniswap is, certain ways that you can use it, how does it work, so on and so forth. And then from there, we're going to get into actually trading. I got my Ledger Nano X with me. So like I said, I'm excited about being able to conduct a live trade for you guys to kind of give a demonstration. So to get started, like I said, I want to get right into the weeds of it, kind of get into the whole, what Uniswap is, and then give a little background on it. And then from there, let's start trading, man, because I have an actual coin that I want to get into, that I've been looking to get into, called Singularity Net. And it's an ERC20 token. It's on Ethereum. So I can get that through Uniswap. So again, really excited about getting it set up and getting this going, and really excited about showing you guys. And shoot, man, let me stop rambling, because I'm rambling right now. Let's get into the trade. Let's actually get into it. Let's get into the weeds. So going to Uniswap's page, and one thing I want to caution you guys on when we're going to the certain websites, there are a lot. When I say a lot, I mean there are a lot of like fake websites that replicas of the actual sites in an attempt to try to basically scam you out of your crypto. So one thing I want to make sure that every site that we reference, I'll give you guys the actual URL. So if you want to follow along, or if you want to kind of look this stuff up, at a later time, or take notes, you'll have the true URL, so you can reference the actual information that I'm kind of going over and going to give you guys. And also too, we're gonna do MetaMask. MetaMask is one of the tools that we'll be using in order to conduct our trades. It kind of interacts as a web-based wallet, and it interacts with Uniswap in order to get our trades going, our swaps going, through the Uniswap interface. So anyway, let's get into it. So first thing I want to let you guys kind of want to bring to your attention exactly what is Uniswap. So in short, Uniswap is a decentralized application, or dApp, known as a decentralized basically a decentralized application that facilitates the on-chain exchange of ERC20 tokens. For those who don't know, ERC20 tokens reside on top of the Ethereum network. So Ethereum has a platform set up so that it allows other developers to create their own tokens, and kind of instead of having to create an entire blockchain, they can create their tokens on top of the Ethereum blockchain. So That's kind of what ERC20 is. ERC20 token is a token that resides on top of the Ethereum network. Now, going back to Uniswap, it is widely known as a decentralized exchange, or DEX, which is short for decentralized exchange. It was founded in the fall of 2017 by a mechanical engineer by the name of Hayden Adams. Um, Uniswap is a proof of concept on-chain automated market maker protocol that was given the stamp of approval by Ethereum's co-founder and co-creator Vitalik Buterin. Now, going over to Uniswap's website under the FAQ section, which I'll show you guys here, it kind of gives a quick little breakdown of, what is Uniswap, how do you use Uniswap, how does Uniswap work, and also how pricing is determined. So starting with kind of what I just told you guys about what is Uniswap. Again, Uniswap is a protocol for creating liquidity and trading ERC20 tokens on Ethereum. It eliminates trusted intermediaries and unnecessary forms of rent extraction, allowing for fast, efficient trading. Where it makes trade-offs, decentralization, censorship, resistance, and security are prioritized. Uniswap is a open source software license under the GPL. Now, going back to what they were talking about with this sentence here, it makes trade-offs, decentralization, censorship resistance, and security are prioritized, meaning that, and I also want to talk on the sentence right before that, when it talks about it eliminates trusted intermediaries and unnecessary forms of rent extraction, allowing for fast, efficient trading. That's kind of the whole concept behind decentralization, in the regards of, I don't have to trust you. I don't have to rely on a central authority. I don't have to rely on your security. I don't have to rely on any of that because of the fact that it's widely distributed amongst, thousands of nodes globally. And there is an exact copy of the ledger that's shared amongst each node that comes onto the network. So that's the beauty of what they consider trustless, and that's the beauty of decentralization. So needless to say, I talk about this a lot when we talk about decentralization in regards to no one can shut down your account. Actually, you don't have to create an account when you use a decentralized exchange because of the fact that it all resides on the web. So going to the next topic, how do I use Uniswap? First, you need an Ethereum wallet, which is something that we're going to set up, and some Ethereum. Now, once completed, head over to the app, start using protocol to provide liquidity or swap tokens. Now, remember that each transaction on Ethereum costs ETH, which is known as a gas fee, and it's paid to the miners to keep the network running. So, like I said, we're going to do an actual transaction from our Ethereum wallet, which is connected to, it's currently sitting on my Ledger device. I've set up a new wallet just for this demonstration purposes, and we're going to use MetaMask, which is a web-based wallet. Now, going down to how does Uniswap work? Now, Uniswap, as we talked about, is an automated liquidity, I don't know why that word is choking me up so bad, protocol. In practical terms, this means there are template smart contracts that define a standard way to make liquidity, I got it right that time, pools and corresponding markets that are capable or compatible with each other. There's no order book, no centralized party, and no central facilitator of trade. Each pool is defined by a smart contract that includes a few functions to enable swapping tokens, adding liquidity, and more. At its core, each pool uses the function x times y equals k to maintain a curve along which trades can happen. The pool keeps track of reserves, which is also known as liquidity, and updates those reserves every single time someone trades. Because the reserves are automated, rebalanced, a Uniswap pool can also be used to buy or sell a token without requiring a counterparty on the other side of your trade, which basically means you don't need any intermediaries. We talked about that before. There's nobody who has to facilitate the trade outside of you and the liquidity pool, and there's nobody who basically needs to give you permission to make a trade. That's one thing I like about Uniswap, and that's another thing I like about the decentralized exchanges is that they don't care who you are. They don't care what your background is. They don't care, what class you come from in regards to your financial status. They don't care about your race, your, religious affiliation, your political views, or any of that. None of that matters. So the bottom line is it's about as fair as they come, where everyone if you got a internet access, if you got a phone, if you got anything that will allow you to utilize that, their particular protocol, their particular exchange, you can do it. It's wide open to the world. So, like I said, that's one of the beautiful things that I love about it. Um, I like to say is I'm glad it came into existence because I use this to facilitate a ton of my trades. Now, when it comes to functionality, you have three main functions at Uniswap. There's the swap function, the send, and the pull. And when you're swapping, you're making an exchange on chain between two different ERC20 tokens. Basically, if you have some Ethereum, you can swap that out. Say you want to cash out, take a little profits. You can swap that out into USDC, which is a stable coin, which is 1-to-1 to the dollar. Or say you have some USDC, and you want to buy into a project, which is what we're going to do today on this example. And as opposed to swapping your Ethereum, you just want to use that stable coin. It kind of help with slippage and things of that factor, things of that matter, as far as price variations. So you can take that particular token, your USDC, swap it out for the project that you want to get into, bada boom, bada bing, and everything's fine. Now, when you use the send function, you can send someone else another ERC20 token that you do not hold. That's pretty interesting. This conversion is done over at Uniswap initially. Now, the pool function allows you to commit your own tokens to provide a liquidity pool for other traders to trade, and you can take part in the trading fees, somewhere around 0.3%. It depends, but that's always split between the actual providers of the liquidity pool. Now, one thing to take note, if you're going to be providing liquidity to a pool, then you also have to have a bit of strategy as to how you do it. You'll only want to be providing liquidity to those token pairs that you expect a high amount of trading volume. Basically, if it's a brand new token, which I currently got into about 5 or 6 of them as of late, but they have a huge upside. But needless to say, if it doesn't have a lot of trading volume, if you look on, the Trading View or CoinGecko or CoinCodex, and it shows you the 24-hour volume, and it's sitting somewhere around $1 million, then it has a very, very low trading volume, which means you're not going to incur a lot of fees, which means you're not really going to make a nice little return being a liquidity provider. Now, you can also use the analytics website to get an idea of which pools need demand and which are already quite full. Now, if you're going to swap, let's see, if you're going to swap in version 2 does not have the liquidity, then you can still use version 1, which we haven't talked about in regards to the different versions of Uniswap. They have version 1, version 2, and they actually have version 3 coming out next month. I think it's slated for like May 5th, but don't quote me on that. I think that's from their website. The bottom line is, version 3 is designed to help with the gas fees, because we all know, anyone who's tried to trade on Ethereum, do any type of transactions on the Ethereum blockchain, you're looking at anywhere from $30 to $100 in gas fees alone. So say you want to make $100, say you want to put $100 into a project. Well, there's a good chance it may cost you $100 just to put that $100 into the project. So it may not be worth it. And this is kind of where version 3 is coming into play for Uniswap and a lot of other protocols, because of the fact that they're going to be using some layer 2 solutions. So they're not going to be transacting those trades directly on the chain, but they're going to be doing it in a faster, more efficient, and more cost-effective way. So that's the breakdown of kind of what Uniswap is. Now let's get into the fun part. Now let's actually do some trading. So what I want to do is I want to show you guys the web-based wallet that I'm going to be using, which is known as MetaMask. The website for MetaMask is metamask.io. That's the only URL that I would go to. Only thing that I would use. I wouldn't try to kind of click it from an email or anything like that. Type it into your browser, metamask.io, make sure it comes directly up. Now, here you see that they have the install MetaMask for Brave. I use the Brave browser, which is basically a fork of Chrome minus all the ads and a lot of the tracking things. Now, when you click on that, it'll take you over to where you can actually get the MetaMask extension. notice offered by MetaMask.io. You want to confirm that. Another good thing to pay attention to: how many people are using it. If you pull up a Chrome extension and it only has about 1,000 users, that's probably not the right one. It's probably not the one you want to pay. You want to get into. So this one has 3,000 users. So there's a pretty good chance that this is the correct one. Again, you can confirm via the link and who it was provided by, so on and so forth. Now, I already have MetaMask the extension loaded, but I didn't set it up yet because I wanted to go through that with you guys as far as the actual process of setting up a MetaMask wallet, connecting my Ledger device to it, and then facilitating a trade, a swap on the Uniswap exchange. So let me close that one. I already did my Ledger Live. So here now, when you first open the MetaMask app, the extension, it'll say welcome to MetaMask. Pretty simple, pretty cut and dry. You hit get started. Now, here's the thing, and this is what I want you guys to pay really close attention to, because this is very important. When it says, do you want to import an existing wallet with your seed phrase, or do you want to create a new wallet? I'm not going to give anything or anyone my seed phrase. I don't care how trusted it is or whatever. And because of the fact that we're going to be connecting our Ledger wallet to it, or a hardware wallet anyway, I'm definitely not importing my or going to enter in my Ledger seed phrase, my passphrase there. So what I would recommend doing is hitting the create a new wallet. Now, of course, help us improve MetaMask. I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to be giving out my information based on how much I use and things like that. I'm not really one of those people who agreed to be a part of the surveys or the case studies or anything like that. So we're not going to do that. So let's type in the password for this new wallet that we're going to use. Let's see. As you can see, I talk when I type. Yeah, passwords don't match. Can I not type? Okay, I guess I can't type. Let's see. Yeah. There we go. All right, and we agreed that we're going to give MetaMask 3 of our children and 2 of our family pets. Let's create that wallet. All right, now for the seed phrase, let's go here. I'll come back so you guys can look at my beautiful face, even though this is just a temporary wallet that I'm never going to use. I still don't want you guys looking at my seed phrase, so we're not going to do that. So bottom line is we're going to copy that seed phrase. Now, for the purposes of this particular webinar, I'm just going to paste it into Notepad. What I recommend you guys doing, if you plan on using this wallet for additional transactions, outside of what we're going to be doing with our Ledger device, don't put it in a Notepad. Don't copy it anywhere and store it on your computer. Always write them down on a sheet of paper and save that sheet of paper somewhere very, very secure, very safe, a safe or anything like that. All right, so let's hit next. And we have our seed phrase. Now, let's see, confirm your seed phrase. Please select these seed phrases in order to make sure it's correct. All right, let's go through that real quick. 1 and 2. Like I said, we're doing this all together. So it's just like I'm setting up a brand new wallet. Because I wanted to give you guys a demonstration. So of course, I'm not going to show you guys a seed phrase for this wallet because I'm not going to do that. But I'm walking through. The next step basically says confirm your secret backup phrase. So that's what I'm doing now is I'm basically confirming the backup phrase. So you'll see me look here and then look there and then look here and then look there because I'm basically just confirming it back and forth. Okay, so let's go to the next one. I'm almost done, by the way, so you guys bear with me. Okay. So it's so much easier if I could just copy and paste, right? But you know what? I will sacrifice convenience for a lot more security. Right, now we have it confirmed. So let's switch back over. Congratulations, you passed the test. Keep your seed phrase safe. You know, they kind of give you the tips on storing it. Now we're all done. All right, so now token swapping is here. Evidently, you can swap directly from MetaMask. Who would have thought, right? We're not going to do that because we're going to go over to Uniswap and we're going to use it that way. Now, next thing we're going to do is we're going to connect our Ledger wallet into our MetaMask account that we just set up. So as you can see here, you hit the drop down with that weird picture that's evidently representing you. And then you're going to hit connect hardware wallet. When you do that, it's going to take you to the page where you get to choose the type of hardware wallet you're going to be connecting. Now, before you connect, I would say before you continue on this portion right here, it's a great idea to go ahead and unlock your Ledger wallet. So I'm going to type in my PIN on my Ledger wallet. Oh, wait, no. All right, you guys bear with me just a moment. Because evidently I can't type my PIN correctly. All right, so let's go here. It's always when when you got people watching that you start messing up. So it's like, wow. All right, so let's do this again. There we go. All right, so I got my Ledger unlocked, and now we're going to open the Ethereum app that's currently installed on a Ledger device. Now, one thing you want to make sure is when you go into your Ethereum app, you want to go to the settings and ensure that contract data, and let me switch back over real quick so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Let's go here. On the app itself, it says contract data, allow contract data in transactions. You want to make sure that is set to allowed right there. By default, it's set to not allowed. So you want to go into your settings and set that to allowed, because that's what allows the connected device. That's what allows MetaMask to read smart contract data. So if you have any like NFTs or anything like that stored on your Ethereum address, the way that it can read that is via the contract data. So now we have our Ethereum device unlocked. It's ready to rock. We select Ledger here, then we hit connect. And we're going to get a confirmation on our screen. It's pulling up our addresses. There we go. All right, now this is the list of the available Ethereum addresses. As you can see, I have a little bit of Ethereum already loaded on the top address. 9 times out of 10, you want to use the top address. We can unlock. Right, application is ready. Now here we go. So now MetaMask is loaded. You can actually see the different coins that I'm currently in regards to this particular wallet. And I've got a little bit of Ethereum loaded on here. Like I said, I want to authorize a new trade for a particular coin I want to get into. So I went ahead and put a little bit of Ethereum on here so that I can show you guys about that trade. So now we are good to go. So now from our little MetaMask drop down, we got the Ledger 1, which confirms that we're currently using our Ledger wallet. So now we can close this particular window. We can also close this particular window. Now, going over to Uniswap, this is the interface. Now, the actual URL for Uniswap is app.uniswap.org. That's very important. app.uniswap.org. Don't go to any other URLs. Type that in. I would say bookmark it. I have it bookmarked as I have a lot of different bookmarks. I have a cryptocurrency bookmark, and I have my different wallets, I have my exchanges, things like that. So I would, the first time you go to it, type it in. Again, app.uniswap.org, and then we go from there. Now, and excuse me, next step that we want to do is right here in the top right-hand corner, connect the wallet. So we hit that, we choose MetaMask because that's our wallet. Now it's going to ask us which account we want to connect. we know we're using our Ledger device because that's what we named it. So we're going to hit the connector, which is already checked. We're connecting to our Ledger. Hit next. Let's see. Connect to Ledger. We have that checked. Hit connect. Now we're connecting. All right. Now we have our Ledger device connected. So let's see. The screen is black. You don't see anything. Oh, wait. You guys can't see anything? No, I just realized that. My apologies. You guys should be able to see exactly what I'm doing. Well, that's interesting. Hold on one second. Are you guys able to see it? Oh, okay. He said it was the phone. He said just watch it live. Okay. Tracy, are you able to see? I saw you posted that in the. Okay, so Tracy said you can't see anything. Give me one sec, guys. I apologize for that. I do have it on the live and it is being recorded, but I didn't realize that you guys couldn't see what I was showing on the webinar. So let's see if we can't get that corrected. Let's go into our settings here. Look at the video. Yeah, it shows this doing it from the virtual cam. That's interesting. All right, well, let's all right, I got it on there. That's interesting. All right, well, here's what I'll do. I'll give you guys, I'll post the link to the live in the chat. My apologies on that. Didn't know you guys couldn't see what the hell I was saying. So bear with me a second. Let me refresh my live screen and I'll give you guys the direct link to the live. Also, if you have any questions or anything, let me know. And then put it in the Q&A. I'm glad I took a look over there because I was just zooming. I was just going. Here you go in the chat. That's the direct link to the live right there, guys. You can kind of do both. You can stay connected to the webinar. That way you can ask your questions and everything, but also you can kind of see what the hell I'm doing on the live. So again, my apologies. I guess Zoom is having a little bit of a video issue. So weird that it's doing that. Well, hold on. Let's go here. Oh, there it is. There it is. It didn't start the video by default on the Zoom. So my apologies, guys. All right, you guys should be able to see everything now. All right, there we go. All right. Give me a quick confirmation that you guys can see everything. This is why we do it live too, because when you have issues, when you have things going on, I know that people on the lives can see everything, but it never started the video on the Zoom, on the webinar. Go figure. Wow. All right. So back to what we were doing. All right. Got sidetracked. Now, especially now that everybody can see everything. Again, my apologies, guys. We're going. Everything's good now. So we have our hardware device connected to MetaMask. We have our MetaMask connected to Uniswap, and it's currently showing our balances for everything that, the different coins that we have. Now, one thing I want to show you guys is really important is when you're researching a coin, say you want to get into a coin, right? And it's only available on Uniswap. Be very, very careful when you're dealing with, especially new coins on Uniswap, mainly because of the fact that Uniswap is a decentralized exchange, as we talked about before, but it's also set up to where anybody can enter coins onto their platform. Again, there's no intermediary, there's nobody, governing anything. So you will have a lot of scam coins out there that's replicating official coins in an attempt to just try to steal your funds, in an attempt to try to steal your money. So one thing I want to show you guys is how to confirm that when you're about to utilize the Uniswap platform, that you're accessing the correct coin, that you're actually doing a search for the correct coin. So let's go back here. And like I said, I use Coin Codex. It's pretty good. Now, the example I want to use is actually the coin that I'm about to trade in, do a swap on. So it's Singularity Net. So the ticker for that is AGI. Now let's pull up AGI when it decides to load. Here we go. So we have Singularity Net. Now when that site loads, one good thing about this is that if you scroll down to the bottom, right here where it says Explorer, if you hit that drop down and it shows Explorer 1, it's going to take you over to the actual contract on etherscan.io. Now, Etherscan is a place, it basically monitors all the transactions on the Ethereum blockchain, and you can confirm smart contract addresses. You can confirm whether or not your transaction went through via the transaction hash. It's pretty much everything you want to know in regards to legitimizing transactions, legitimizing wallets. You could pull up a particular public wallet and see exactly what their holdings are, kind of what we talked about in past videos. So we are looking for singularity.net. Again, coming back to Coin Codex, we know that this is the official ticker. We know this is the official project. Our current price is right about 44.5 cents. We went down. We want to confirm that we're going to find the correct one on Uniswap. So we hit our Explorer. We hit Explorer 1. It took us over to the actual coin singularity.net contract page. Now here, this section here over to the right where it says contract, this is your contract address. This is very important. So what you do is, you notice it's got the little copy where you can copy the address. You hit copy to copy that address. Go back over to Uniswap. Uniswap is going to ask you to select a token. Now we know that we're looking for singularity.net. Now you have multiple options. You can type in AGI and it can give you the singularity.net from the list that it has. But the safest way to do it is to paste in that contract address that we just copied from over here at on etherscan.io, because we know 100% without a shadow of a doubt that's the right coin. So again, we copied the address back over to Uniswap. We pasted it in here. As you can see, it's the singularity.net token. We're going to hit import. Now it says, of course, trade at your own risk. It gives you that warning, letting you know that, anybody can create a token. You may be getting into a scam token. Do your due diligence. Make sure you're doing the right one. We just did our due diligence and we pulled the contract address directly from Etherscan, which was over here. So we know that's the right address. So we're going to check. We understand. We're going to hit import. Now, from here on, it's pretty cut and dry. Now, I know that I want to get, let's see, the price of the current token right now is about 400 and what was it, like 44.5 cents? I think I said it was. Yeah. So 44.5 cents. I want to get about 2,000 of them. So that's going to put me right at the $888, basically right at the $900 range for doing that swap. Let's find out how much the gas fee is going to be. So what are we looking at? Probably about 0.3. Nope. All right, so let's go 0.4. 0.45. Okay, so let's go 0.44. Okay, 0.43. This is where you get to play around a little bit. 0.42. Okay, so we'll do 0.43 in regards to how much we're going to invest, because that puts us pretty close to right at our 2,000 range. So we type that in. Now it shows us our estimated amount. It also shows you the price per token, but it's showing you the price in ETH. So you have to do a little bit of conversion. We know it's about 44.5 cents because, again, we did our due diligence. We researched it over here. Now, here's the part that's important. Your minimum receive basically says, regardless of what happens in, for slippage, if the price moves or whatnot, anything like that, your transaction will actually revert if there's a movement in the price that doesn't go in your direction. Now, if the price of Ethereum goes up, while the price of singularity.net token goes down, you're actually going to get more. So they're going to facilitate that trade because it pretty much works in your favor. But at the same time, say the price of Ethereum goes down while the price of the AGI token goes up, that's not going to work in your favor. So they would actually cancel that transaction for you, which is, kind of like a fail-safe, to help to ensure that you don't incur a ton of slippage in regards to making this particular trade. Now, the price impact, that basically says the difference between the market price and the estimated price due to the trade size. We're looking at 0.07%. So we're not going to have that much of a price impact Now the liquidity provider fee, that's what we talked about earlier, which is the 0.3%. That goes to the people who actually provide the liquidity into that particular pool. So it's the guys who provided the ETH, or the guys or girls, I don't want to offend anyone, but it's the guys or girls that provided the Ethereum or the AGI token into that particular pool to help us conduct these trades. Now, from there, we're going to hit swap. All right, it's going to have give you all the statistics. We're going to hit confirm swap. This is where MetaMask comes into play. Now, when you look at that, that's not bad. The gas fee is only like $42. I say that's not bad because of the fact that normally gas fees run up to like $50. So it's going to cost me $42 to conduct this trade. So I'm going to hit confirm. Now I'm going over to my ledger. As you can see, I have to confirm the trade on the ledger. This is the added security part. So I review the trade, I scroll through, confirm, then I hit accept and send. Now that I've accepted the trade, the trade has been submitted, and now we're going to add AGI to our MetaMask wallet so that it can track it. So we're going to add that token. We're going to hit add token. AGI has been added, and now we wait. Now, this is the best part about it. While it's conducting the trade and it shows pending there on the top right, you can hit that, and you can actually view the transaction on Etherscan. So you can kind of see it as it's taking place. So as we show, it kind of gives you a breakdown, shows the transaction hash, which if for any reason, this is what I talked about earlier, if you need to confirm, say like a great example would be, say you and someone else are engaging in a trade. They're saying, hey, I'll send you $200 worth of Ethereum. And you say, okay, cool. And they say they sent it. Well, you ask them, hey, send me the transaction hash so that I can confirm or at least watch the status of the transaction. And then you take that hash, you can copy it in, you can open up your own little window, go back to Etherscan, and paste that hash right here. Hit search. It gives you the status. So literally, we're looking at the exact same thing from what we were doing. So that's one way that you can actually monitor and track the status of the transaction as it's real time, as it's taking place. So we'll close that one because we have this one open, and that's still going through. Same thing with Uniswap. It's showing that the transaction is still pending. But that's pretty much in a nutshell. Now we're going to wait till we get our confirmations and ensure that everything went through. So that could take a little time. For the most part, anywhere from like 5 to 10 minutes. I think it shows, oh, okay, so this one says between 10 to 15, 16 minutes. All right, pardon on me. So I don't want to get caught up in that. But bottom line is, the beauty of it is that you show it here, it shows it's pending. Now, another thing, saying it shows you your current balance of all the Ethereum-based tokens that you currently have in the wallet. So, oh, hey, the spot, hey, I completed. Look at that. All right, so that wasn't bad. Oh, and we got extra tokens. We got 2010. I don't know how much they said it was going to get from the beginning, but bottom line is we got our completion. So now when we go to Etherscan and we hit that cute little refresh, let's see, it shows that our transactions completed successfully. We have one block confirmation. Now let's pull up MetaMask, and we added it to our MetaMask account. Man, that sucked up all my little Ethereum that I added over there, but that's okay because now we have it in the bottom. So now we have AGI, and we got our 2010 tokens worth of AGI. So we literally just completed our transaction. Just as I say, it's just that simple, mainly because I use Uniswap a lot. And it's kind of I don't want to say it's like the easiest way, but technically it is the easiest way to do trades in Ethereum, especially if you're just kind of going from one ERC to another ERC. And then when they come out with version 3, it's going to be even better because those fees, as you guys saw, I paid about $44 in fees just to make that trade. For me, it's worth it because I see a lot of potential in that particular token, long term. But for right now, that's a lot of freaking money to be putting into something in that regard, especially just to make the transaction. Now, I'm gonna add one more step in here because, as you guys know, we always want to track our portfolio. So we want to track exactly what we're doing. So I'm gonna go over to my online-based portfolio tracker, which is I use Crypto Compare. It's pretty good at tracking, the different coins and things like that that I add. And as you guys can see, I don't pull any punches. I don't hide anything from you. What I'm doing is what I'm doing, and I want you guys to know that we're all learning at the same time. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I got $1 million portfolio and, I'm the best trader on the freaking planet, because that's not how that works. We're all looking to get to a better situation, a better position, and we're all just looking for opportunities and ways that we can do that. So, here we have, look, as you can see, my portfolio is not looking too good right now, but that's probably because Bitcoin took a little bit of a dip. That's generally what happens whenever I see a large difference in the profit loss overall. I generally just kind of look at my overall holdings, and then, I'll pay attention to this realized profit. I made a few sales I took a little bit of profit from some of my other coins that were making some gains in order to get into some of the smaller cap coins, just kind of to see what they're going to be doing. So when we take a look, let's see what's making our portfolio look kind of bad right now. Keep it out. That's one of the new ones. Polygon, I got into Polygon, kind of at the top, but it's not a big deal. I'm not, too deep into it. I have a few actual trades that I made on Polygon. But let's go ahead and do it from the top down. So we look at, Bitcoin took a little bit of a dip. So that's kind of where that's going. Ethereum's looking real good. Look at Theta. Theta over there kicking butt. You keep on working for Daddy, Theta. That's what you do. Sorry. That's kind of how I talk to my coins. I treat them like they work for Daddy. That's what they do. That's when it comes to your portfolio, if your money is not making money for you, if it's not out there working, earning things for you, then, at that point, you're just kind of working to go to work. One, I guess I'll say one quote that I heard not too long ago, which was from a guy. He was talking to a rapper, and I don't know why I can't think of his name because I'm staring at his face. But needless to say, he basically told the guy, he said, look, invest your earned money, spend your unearned money. And that makes so much sense to me, because the money that I'm working for, I'm not just finna go piss off anymore. I refuse to do that. Those are back in my younger days. As you can see, I got the gray hairs now. We're a little wiser. We got a little bit more wisdom. So the money that I go to work for, the money that, my companies generate, the money that, when I punch a time clock or anything like that, if I'm pulling in a check, I'm not just going to spend that money, frivolously. I'm reinvesting that money, putting that money to work. Now, the money that money earns, that's the money I look into spending. Bottom line, that's the money I look into spending. Outside of, again, the necessities, you got to pay your bills because we all have living expenses and things like that. But when it comes to like taking trips, buying certain things, luxury items, anything like that, that money that's getting spent is the money that my money went out and made for me. And I want you guys to really pay attention to that, because that's extremely important. That, like, Grant Cardone, that's Buddy's name. He was talking to, was it Lil Baby or one of the babies? All the rappers call themselves Baby nowadays. But bottom line is, he was talking to one of the rappers on a FaceTime, and a lot of people sharing that video. And he told him, he's like, that's how slaves are created. No one cares. No one's going to care 20 years from now what car you bought today. No one's going to care, 20 years from now, the fact that you were able to get the latest release of Jordans. I couldn't give two shits about that. And that's me being 100% honest. I get excited when I see things like this. When I see red, when I see that the market is red, I get excited because of the fact that I know that I get to go shopping. That's when I go shopping. That's when I get to spend some money. And that's when I get to, load up on my bags when I see red across the market. Going back to Coin Codex, when I see things, oh God, that's horrible. I don't like the white view. You got to switch over to dark view. There we go. Now, when I see red, things that are down like that, I'm shopping. Because for me, that's when things go on sale, and I think I talked about this a couple of videos ago, if not last week, when your favorite department store puts out an advertisement saying, hey, we're having a 20, 30, 75% off sale, kind of like Black Friday. Same thing over here. I look at certain coins that I'm invested in or certain coins that I'm interested in, and I say, oh, okay, are these guys on sale right now? Because if they're on sale right now, I think I want to do a little shopping. I had a friend of mine that I follow on Facebook had made the comment on the post saying that, I think they were saying something to the tune of, how can I curve my Amazon habit? And it makes sense. It's like, Amazon is calling me. What can I do when I'm addicted to Amazon? And I told him, I said, look, whenever you get the urge to shop on Amazon, switch it over. Instead of going on Amazon, go to your Coinbase account, go to whatever your investing account, and find something to buy there. Now you still get to you still get to scratch that itch of buying something, but now it's twofold, because not only did you buy something, but now you get the endorphin rush of seeing that something that you bought later on go up in price. Okay, now this just made you money. Like we talk about understanding the difference between assets and liabilities. Assets put money in your pocket, where liabilities take money out of your pocket. So if you have that addiction, because I'm a shopaholic, I'll be honest with you, I just found a way to refocus that energy. So I still get to go shopping, but now I get to go shopping for things that are going to put money into my pocket. That's really important for me. That's shoot, man. Now, that's the biggest thing ever. So anyway, not to get too far, you guys know how I'll venture down rabbit holes. But what I was going to do, the reason why I had brought up my crypto compare this in my portfolio, is let's add the coin. So now we're gonna go back up. We're gonna hit add coin. All right, we know it's AGI. We're just naming the coin Singularity Net. How much did we buy? Well, let's find out. Let's go back over to Uniswap. All right, Uniswap says we got 210.47, so we're going to copy that. Get back over here. We're going to put that in there. The buy price, current buy price. We'll put a high buy price because it gave us the price in Ethereum. It didn't give us the US dollar based price. So let's do the current price, which currently says it's about 0.4485 according to Etherscan. And let's confirm that over here. I'd rather put a higher price than a lower price. It actually says 44,390, 39.48. So let's go with the 0.4485. Let's go with that one because I like that price right there. Because again, it's higher, which means that when my app tracks the gains, it's actually going to track the gains from a higher baseline versus that lower baseline. So we're going to add that in there. We're going to add to our portfolio. All right, we got that boy added. Now let's do a quick refresh. And I guarantee you, because it always happens. It always happens. As soon as you buy something, you know what happens to the price? It goes down. It definitely goes down. So let's take a look and see how far this particular one went down now that we added it. Let's see. Let's find it. AGI, Singularity. Look at that. It's down $12. It always happens. But, again, all the coins I'm invested in, they've either made some tremendous gains throughout the time that I've invested in them, which I've definitely taken some profits off of a lot of them. And that's just the way it is. I don't look at short term. Yes, I would check my my accounts every day, mainly because of the fact that I need to be up on the market and understand what's going on. But I know that I'm not buying this to sell it tomorrow. I'm buying this with the mindset of where's it going to be 1 year, 5 years, 10 years from now. Now, again, I'm going to continue to keep up with the trends. I'm going to continue to watch the market cycles. I'm going to continue to look at technical analysis for all the coins I'm currently invested in. And just in case a rebalancing is needed, there may be something that I need to get out of because it may be on a downward trend, and I can take profit from it and then re-enter again once it's reached its bottom. It just kind of depends on the use case for it. So another thing I like in regards to the this particular tracking tool is that, as you can see, I got Bitcoin listed. Bitcoin. It's not a situation where it lumps them all together. Each time I do a buy, I add it in here. Yes, I do a lot of investing in the Bitcoin. Yes, I do a lot of investing to all my coins. As you can see, Binance is in here a few times, the Engine is in here a few times, so on and so forth. But the one thing I like about this particular platform is that each time I do a buy, I add it as if it's a brand new coin. So I can track its individual performance versus the overall performance. Because, we looked at the overall performance. I got one in Bitcoin. That thing's up 253%. And that's not the real price. This was back before I started tracking. I just took an average of my overall investment up to that point based on the amount of Bitcoin I had. And then from there, I started tracking everything, just looking at it from percentage wise. So it helps a lot. It's a great tool, and it's free. I forgot to mention that part. This one's free. I think I kind of did this. Was it last week? It might have been last week's episode where we talked about how my portfolio is set up, how I, kind of diversify it and things like that. So anyway, that's that particular option there. And I think that's it in regards to, Uniswap, how to, trade through Uniswap, how to connect on MetaMask, how to connect your Ledger device to your MetaMask. And we actually did a live trade. We saw Uniswap in action. It said it would take about 10 minutes. It took about 2. So that was a good thing. Yes, we got kicked in the face on fees, but you know what? From where I'm looking at this to go, paying $44 fee to potentially make, 5x return, I think it's worth it. So now we're going to do like we always do. And I'm going to open the floor up to anyone who has questions. We're going to go ahead and do our Q&A section of it. I went ahead and cleared the hands that were raised. So if anybody has any questions, go ahead and re-raise your hand. And then we can go ahead and get you set up. Cecilia's back with the hand raised. All right. Now, I think this is, we're going to find out. I think this is an official hand raise. Celia, can you hear me okay? Was that an official hand raise you did there, Cecilia, or is it just your device, as always, wanting to ensure that we recognize you? All right, we're gonna take that as that was just her device, ensuring that she was recognized. All right, so gonna go ahead and take that back down and switch that back over. All right, so does anyone have any questions? Anybody have any statements? Have anything that they want to kind of address, bring up, discuss? Are you guys overall generally happy with everything that we did so far? I think this was a really good session. Really good. I feel really good about this one. I was really excited about it, and I'm glad that outside of the whole, the webinar didn't turn the video camera on, so you guys kind of missed the whole first half of what we were doing. We got to do a lot of things. Like I said, it was good to see Uniswap in action. It was good to, see how MetaMask really works, how simple it is. Again, don't forget, guys, never enter in your seed phrase. All right, we got Tracy here. Tracy got his hand raised. What's going on, Tracy? How you doing tonight, brother?
How you doing, Mario?
Hey, it's another night, man. It's Tuesday. We get excited about Tuesdays.
All right. Hey, I'm excited about it. Say when for the part that we couldn't see, when we go back to the recorded copy that you have, will we be able to see that?
Oh, most definitely. Like I said, the issue was that the camera didn't turn on for the webinar, but for the live and the recorded video, everything was just fine. There wasn't any issues there. So yeah, you'll definitely get to, you'll get to see everything that was kind of covered. Because I think the part that you guys didn't get to see was right up to where we were connecting MetaMask.
Yeah, that part was trying to get in to see it. The other thing too, if we do it again, can you blow it up a little bit bigger, because it was real small. It was hard to see.
Was that on the screen? Because
Yeah.
I have it set to where it's pretty big. Like I'll switch it back over. Yeah, I got my little
Yeah, it's
square
very hard to
smaller.
see. And when you were in your when
Mhm.
you were in the different platforms showing us, it was very, very hard to see because it was very small.
Okay. Well, I got it set to the resolution is a standard HD 1920 by 1080. So maybe we'll up it to 4K. We'll see what happens.
All right. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Hey, no doubt, my
Thank you.
brother. I appreciate you for joining again,
All
man.
right. All right.
All
Hey,
right.
I'm gonna be on it from now on.
And that's what's up, man. I think what I'm going to do going forward, because I like this one, tonight, like I told you guys last week, I was going to go over my entire list of tools that I use. But I think it's better to not try to cram them all into one session. I think this was better because we isolated, one particular tool. And then we kind of was able to get into, the nuts and bolts of that one particular tool. So next week we're going to grab another particular tool and go through it, and then so on and so forth. That way I'm not trying to cram them all in together, and you guys are basically just getting like a 50,000 foot overview, and it's not really going to help you at all.
I like that. That's good.
Yeah, I think this is very much so a lot more beneficial. So yeah, man. Yeah. Again, I appreciate you for coming on. I appreciate you for being a regular, Tracy. You my dude, man.
Yes,
I rock with you, Tracy.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's see. Who else we got? I'm gonna see if Cecilia is actually looking to speak, or if she is she just doing her normal from last week and the week before. So Cecilia, if you can hear me, we got you set to where you can talk. So if you got anything you want to add, I'm gonna give you one more chance. Like Biggie Smalls, we're gonna give you one more chance, but after that, it's over.
Maria,
hey.
Hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
I just had a notice in the question in the question box for you to ignore me when you see my hand up, because I actually have my phone just sitting someplace still and I'm not touching it or anything, so I don't understand what's going on. So I said in the future, if you see my hand up, just ignore it and I will send my question in the question area.
All right, we'll definitely do that. See, I didn't want to, I didn't want to be rude just in case you really did want to ask a question, and I didn't want to not acknowledge you because, again, I want to make sure everybody gets on and get to say what they got to say. But I'll start looking more at the Q&A box, because I saw that earlier when you guys were saying that you couldn't see the video. I could have went ahead and got that squared away a little earlier too. So the Q&A box is kind of off to the right, and I be going, I be in my own little world over here when I'm talking. So awesome. All right, let's see.
Ignore it. And I'll put my question in the Q&A box.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I'll remember that going forward. So from now on, I'll just ignore your hand.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see. Anybody else got anything that they want to add? Anything that they want to contribute? Any questions? If not, we're going to go ahead and bring this thing to an end. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Real quick, let's make sure we get that read out loud, because it's true. I forgot to give my disclaimer. We got to give our disclaimer. So the information contained herein is for informational purposes only. Nothing shall be construed to be financial, legal, or tax advice. The content in this video and all of our videos are solely the opinions of the speaker, myself, Mario Johnson, and Crypto Scholars LLC. We are not licensed financial advisors or registered investment advisors. Trading cryptocurrencies poses considerable risk of loss, and I, myself, nor my company will ever, and no one should ever, guarantee any particular outcome. So I want you guys to definitely remember that and pay attention to that. I think we talked about that once before. If you're looking at any investments that's guaranteeing returns, that's a red flag to me, because with any investment, there's going to be swings. That for one, that's a healthy market. That's a healthy environment. If you're not getting any volatility, be it large, be it small, be it anything to that regard, and it's just going up and it's continuing to go up, and all it does is go up, chances are it's a pyramid. You may just be at the top of the pyramid or somewhere in the middle of the pyramid, which is using the funds of the new people coming into the pyramid to pay you, because that's how you keep the pyramid going. But as with all pyramids, at some point, it's got to come to an end because the money dries out. The new investors are pretty much are no longer existent. So please pay attention to that as always. And I want to thank you guys for coming out. Y'all have a great one. We out of here, man.